Greetings, students. Michael Zabirian here, and I wanted to give you a quick rundown since this is going to be our first graded discussion. So think of the discussion post as a proto-essay that you get feedback on, both from your peers and from me. So this whole unit has been on Reconstruction. You're going to use the information from the chapter, from the documents, from the prescribed reading for the module, and you're going to answer the prompts in a 100 to 200 word post. Again, 100 to 200 words, it's a statement, not a manifesto. And in this particular discussion prompt, you have two questions. The first is, would you characterize the impeachment of Andrew Johnson as a petty political stunt or a continuation of a long-running conflict between two equal branches of government? Explain why you think that, based on evidence from the readings, the text, lecture, what have you. Andrew Johnson was the second part of the question delves into, okay, again, based on your reading from the document, which has the details of the trial, Andrew Johnson was acquitted on all charges by one vote. Put yourself in the place of the senator who made all the difference. Examining the argument made by the House Republican managers and the argument made by Johnson's defense team, would you vote to convict? Explain why or why not. Make the initial post by 11:59 on Friday. Respond to two classmates by Sunday. If you read into the arguments, Johnson does not deny the facts of the case. Rather, he makes the argument that the law he's being accused of violating is an unjust law, and he's obliged to violate the unjust law. By the way, Martin Luther King makes the same argument in his letter from the Birmingham jail. So there's part of me that's also trying to get a handle on, okay, this argument flows in one direction for Johnson. Does it flow in the same direction for King? I'll leave that to your discretion. So here's how things are going to be scored. All dimensions are on a 4-point scale, 4 points being the highest. Okay, do you completely and thoroughly address the prompt? That's a 4. And as you maybe miss part of the prompt or you don't address the prompt, you lose points that way. Evidence, pull evidence. Show me that you've read. Show me that you've listened to lecture. Show me that you've read the documents. And so pull 3+ pieces of evidence, and again, with appropriate citation. Now, usually that's just going to be page number in parentheses. It doesn't have to be too terribly sophisticated, especially if it's the Foner et al. Text. So you can literally just do Foner parentheses and then the page number, or or just indicating that way. Or you can even do a verbal attribution in the impeachment trial record, in the document. Analysis, not just did you dump the facts from the evidence, but did you interpret? Did you make comments on it? Mechanics, everybody starts off with a full 4 points. If I start seeing gross mechanical errors, then I'm going to start taking points off. Again, this is fairly impromptu, but one thing you may want to do is draft it in a word processor before you drop it in the text box. Another thing that you should consider doing, and by the way, this is a lifesaver, all of you as students in the Alamo colleges have a student institutional free subscription to Grammarly. And so I would avail myself of that, because losing points on petty mechanics is not cool. Participation, what you want to do is when you respond to two of your peers, and by the way, this is why you have two different deadlines, one for the first post and then the replies by Sunday. Part of that is to have a window for you to say something after everybody else has said something. What you want to do is you want to reply in such a way that it demonstrates that you read what another person posted, that you digested. And one of the best ways to do that is to pose a question, especially if the person's reasoning is either confusing to you or perhaps is incomplete. And again, you're polite about it, you're being respectful about it, but it's not disrespectful to ask a person to elaborate on a point, especially if you found it to be incomplete or disagreeable. And so I hope this video has provided you with a backdrop to really get into not just reading the material passively, but engaging with one another. If you have any questions, please reach out to me either in the Canvas inbox or in office hours. Thank you.